Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there in age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Rent prices have increased so much. I mean, rent prices have increased so much in just a couple of years. And the reason for that is because of the higher housing prices overall. You might be asking, why is higher housing prices going to push up the cost of rent? Well, it's actually very simple. With the supply of housing being so low, the demand has increased. And when demand increases, the prices of goods and services must increase in order to quell that demand. Now, all within reason. If you had more money to spend, trust me, institutions and businesses would find ways to make you spend that money. But because the money you earn and make is limited, there's only so much that they can actually take from you in order to raise the cost of housing and rent. With that being said, my property value went up within 2 years more than $15,000. That's pretty low compared to a lot of other properties that have gone up so much more. Now, within that time, I felt that that was low, and it probably is still a little under the actual market value of the home. I didn't complain because it affects my property taxes if it was higher. Now, property taxes go up with increasing home prices. Because of that, rent must go up to match these increasing home prices as well. I remember telling my tenant when she was re-signing her first lease a year ago, hey, if you lock this in for 2 good years, you will have the same rent rate with no increase. My tenant stated, no, I'm okay with the 1-year lease agreement. Now she's probably kicking herself, but it's a life learning experience because the property taxes on that home went up and my homeowner's insurance also went up by a lot. I could not humanly and morally increase my tenant's rent by as much as what the taxes and homeowner's insurance have gone up by. But what I did do is increase the rent because, listen, things have gotten more expensive. And so, you know, we need to make up for that. We need to make up some ground. I can honestly say that people are paying what they're paying. My tenant is paying for a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, what others would pay for a 2-bedroom right now. So she still has a really, really good deal because people are paying what she's paying for a 2-bedroom and she's only paying that for a 3-bedroom. So yes, she is still with a good deal, but she didn't accept the offer to lock in for 2 good years and instead locked in for 1. And the unfortunate part about that is that I may need to raise rents again the following year because we're still so below market value and I'm trying to get back some of that value. Although $25 here doesn't change my life, it is still very important to run a business efficiently. And so that sucks that I have to raise rents, but it's because housing prices have gone up, property taxes have gone up, and the state, the city, they want their money. So they're going to ensure that they get it from me. And so I need to ensure that I'm within reason as well. There's also a lot of fees associated. My best friend just sent me a lease today. All right. They're paying for internet. And this one is a funny one because it makes sense. It really does make sense why a leasing company or business would pay for internet for the entire community because it's cheaper for them, right? But they pass on the cost of the internet to you for $40 a month. So that's what they're proposing that my friend pays, my best friend pays, $40 a month for this internet bill. And to be honest, that's not a bad deal. $40 a month. Listen, we can get that $25 internet. My internet is only $30 a month. You know why? Because I'm cheap. In some areas, I'm very cheap. And $40 a month is really not bad. I would not be complaining about that, especially if it's high speed, especially if I'm able to do everything I want without the internet going out. The problem is he has his own internet. He has his own hotspot. He takes it everywhere he goes. So he really doesn't need the internet that the leasing agency provides. And so now he has to have a conversation about the internet and how he doesn't necessarily need it. But I already know how that conversation is going to go. Okay, sure. There's some leasing agencies that would drop the internet from your bill, but most won't. They'll say it comes with X, Y, and Z. It comes with living here. It comes with, the place. And since it's already built in, right? It's already built in. You essentially don't have a choice. And that sucks. That really does suck. Because you think you're signing up for an apartment, let's just say flat line is $1,000. Now you got a $40 fee for internet recurring every single month on top of your utilities. And then I saw something on his lease that said a lease lock agreement. I was like, huh? Now, I didn't get to read the whole lease because I told him, hey, I got to make these YouTube videos. But a lease lock, just to hold your place, just to hold your place, a lease lock, $26. So they're basically saying, if you want this place, we're going to charge you $26 every single month to lock in your lease. It's a year lease. Why would it change month over month? It doesn't make any sense. Why am I paying $26 for a lease lock and $40 a month for internet? So to me, that didn't make a lot of sense. There were other fees associated with with his lease agreement, and I should have looked it over right before this video. But it was just insane to see that. And now, of course, you're going to have your deposit. And if he had a pet, you would have had a pet fee. You would have had a monthly occurring fee for the pet as well. Then, oh my goodness, so much going on there. And I was just baffled. I was just baffled by what I was seeing. So one big reason for the rent price increase is going to be the property taxes. Another big increase is going to be luxuries that you're wanting and needing. So for example, washer and dryer, if you want that within the unit, that's a luxury. And sometimes that comes with a premium. An additional bedroom is essentially a luxury. We don't see it as such anymore because a lot of people are able to somewhat get their own space or own room. But having additional bedrooms are a luxury. Having the lawn taken care of, lawn care. If you live in a major city, you may not need lawn care and things like that. But other amenities, gym, pool, things like that, are going to have increased costs to them because of the cleaning, maintenance, everything going up due to inflation. Another thing that needs to be addressed is simply the fact that people's credit scores are getting worse. People's credit scores are getting worse because everything is becoming more expensive. The first thing to go is going to be your credit, which will affect everything else. And so what prices rising on housing because you're not the best buyer anymore is going to contribute to a higher rent price that essentially everyone will be flatlined at. Then another thing, during COVID, everyone was locked in. Now, everyone is looking for a place of their own. Granted, some people have had to move in due to financial difficulties, but that is not a choice that they willingly made, right? It was a choice that they were forced to make. So if you do have the chance of living on your own, most people will opt to do so. Most people will opt to not have someone looking over their shoulder, asking them what they're doing, asking them how they're going to spend their day and use their time. Most people want to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And so you're going to see more people look for ways to pay their own bills. And that might be finding a room where you pay $1,000, $1,500, $1,600, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. So with that being said, that's also contributing to super high rent prices. Now, not everybody wants to raise rent, but due to all of these factors, you have to, or you'll eventually get out of business. I was making more money on my rental unit in 2020 than I am in 2024. But I'm charging over $130 more than I did in 2020, now in 2024. So in 4 years, I've increased rent by $130. $130. But my payments have increased by over $200. I'm not even trying to round it up. I'm not even trying to look for the specific payment because I'd have to go into my laptop. But it's increased by over $200. So I can already tell you I'm making $70 or more less than I did in 2020 off of that rental property. $70 or less. So I would need to at least be charging around $1,400 a month for this 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, but I'm only charging $1,330. I felt like it would be insane to go from $1,275 to $1,400 in just one year. And so that's why I did not do that. And I still don't believe that I'll get to $1,400 next year. Maybe I'll get to like $1,370 or $1,375 because again, it just seems like a very big hurdle to climb for anyone. And I don't want to put people in positions to where they just simply can't afford what they're accustomed to, which is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath home, because things are getting so expensive. But by the time I go to $1,375, the prices to rent my type of property would probably be around $1,450 to $1,500 or even $1,600 a month. I just checked on Zillow and I'm seeing places for $1,800 a month, and I definitely have one of the best properties. So I'm just saying I'm so significantly undervalued and there is money to be made. So with that being said, again, we don't all want to raise prices, but these are the reasons why rental prices are continuing to go up, which is going to make it harder to buy because you're spending all of your money on rent now. You're spending all your money on food. You're spending all your money on surviving because of how crazy interest rates have been. It is so insane. First with COVID, no cars were being made. Car prices shot up through the roof. Then because of that, everybody wanted to move. Everybody wanted to leave when they finally got stuck out from under each and every other person. Housing prices went through the roof. Now with cars and housings being so expensive, everything just shot up across the board. And then food, with all the truck delays because of the virus, prices of food had to go up for the few percentage of workers that were actually delivering the food. So now you got food, housing, and transportation all through the roof. What is that going to do? That's going to strain the pockets of the every single day Americans to where they can't even afford to buy their own home. And this is why people are calling it a renter's nation. This is why people believe that they will continue to rent forever. And it's because, one, we have to raise the prices because we're also being taxed. We're also being hit with more money needing to be sent over to the city, sent over to the state for them to use however which way they want to use it. And so I have to pass on some of that burden onto the consumer, which is the tenant, which is the renter, in order to stay afloat. like I'm not losing money. I'm still profiting a lot, but I'm profiting less. And nobody wants to be profiting less, right? I wanted to stay even. I didn't really want to make more, but I wanted to stay even. And it's hard to stay even when those property taxes and the homeowner's insurance continue to go up. So we have to do what we have to do as landlords and as businessmen and women. Now, if you like this video on why rental prices are the way it is, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm not asking you to like the video. I'm not asking you to comment. Just simply subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will be happy to continue to make more videos like this. And I will see you on the next one. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble. Peace.